So my first gateway for us into this work brings me to this lovely Matryoshka doll, because it so beautifully illuminates the work. And so I'm going to use my life as an example, but anyone can throw their own layers into this. And it's true, isn't it? We all have layers to us. And so if I were to start, telling you a little bit about myself that I feel happy to share, I might say that I'm a wife and I'm a mother, and Paul already told you I've got a few degrees, and we know them from like almost 15 years ago, which is exciting. It's a little tiny bit about me. And if that's all that you knew, it wouldn't be all of it, that's for sure. If I would allow myself to go a layer deeper, I might let you know that the truth is I am riddled with insecurities on every front. I can shame myself for just about every word that I speak. I can second guess every action that I do and wonder where my motives came from. I have a harsh inner critic. And I've spent most of my life in some way or another not feeling like I'm enough. That's a few things about me, but not all the things. If I go a layer deeper, I might tell you that there is a relentless fuel that drives me, where every moment of the day, it's like I'm working for my worthiness. Like if I don't show up and say the exact right words in the exact right way, somebody's gonna chop my head off or cast me away. And in that, I think part of the drive is that I don't want to actually just be enough. I want to be amazing. I want to be phenomenal. In fact, I need it. There's something in me that needs it to be okay. What is that? And if that's all that I told you about me, it would again be true and not all of it. If I go another layer down, I need to let you know that I am an addict. Substances haven't been my thing, but I am an affection and affirmation junkie for sure. I seek those like an addict would seek a heroin hit. If I don't feel loved or affirmed in any moment, it's like my whole body revolts and I can feel it inside of me. And it's like, what do I need to get the love that I need in this moment? And there's this working. And it's not just affirmation and affection. It's like addictions to control or food or comfort, or even rejecting myself. Because if I reject myself first, then any rejecting you might do of me doesn't hurt as much. And so it can create these systems within myself that defend and try to protect me so that I ultimately can get what I want. And goodness, the layers just keep going and going and going. And if I get to the bottom, this place right here, I realize that underneath all of this, there is just a trembling little girl who's shaking in her boots, who just wants to be held, who just wants to know that life is going to be okay and that I'm wanted and loved without any of that working, just for being me. So, this right here at the core, this is the place where I've come to discover that God wants to change my operating system. He wants to come in and actually switch the disc. He wants to come in and start making my newness happen right here by calling me beloved, right here, right now, in this spot. And when I believe that, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden I become perfect. It means that I can actually live if I feel humiliated, or if I'm imperfect, or in my own estimation. It means that there is a security that is holding me beyond the perceptions of those around me. That's the place that then sets me free to realize my addictions, oh, yeah, they're kind of funny actually. Gosh, I'm doing that again. Interesting. Why do I do that? Okay, Lord, you can hang on to that one. And then I can look at my pride and go, oh Lord, like have mercy. I can like have an active life of confession every day when I start really noticing my patterns and habits. My insecurities melt because there is this God that's holding me, that's doing the work. There is then a whole different world available for me when it comes to being known, because I can tell you all of it, and I'm not trying to hide. It all belongs, and it is the place from which God makes us free. And so we are going to use creation as a metaphor to do this work, and we're going to use art and a whole bunch of things. And I'm going to start with art. So this is an engraving by William Blake that he did in 1793. This was a time where, man hadn't landed on the moon yet. And there was this, imagine if we could land on the moon. And so he has this engraving, and he calls it I Want, which I find fascinating. It's this relentless reaching for the things that we want. Like, can you just feel that pull for a minute? That like, I want. Take a minute and notice. What are the things inside of you that just have you wanting something? This isn't done yet, and I don't care if it's the chocolate chips in the cupboard, or whether it's restoration or wholeness, or whether it's more video games, or whatever it is. There is something inside of us that wants, and it is a relentless reach that never satisfies in the end. Never satisfies. The fact that they never take us home to what we really want is the gift. Because we are made to not only know the fountain and the spring of living water, but to be united with it, to be the spring. Frank Lloyd Wright, an architect. I am not an expert architect, but in 1935, he was asked by a family, he was contracted by them, to see if he could build a house that would view the waterfall on Bear Run Waterfall in Pennsylvania, so that it would be this beautiful house that viewed these falls. And Frank Lloyd Wright is an organic architect, meaning he wants to integrate humans and architect and nature and bring it all together. It just didn't sit right for him. So he ended up building them a house that was the waterfall, in a sense. The spring of water gushing out of it, it kind of looks like. I've been sitting with this image for about a month, just letting it sit with me. Leanne, can you be the spring of living water? It means you don't actually get to take a view. Because if we get a view of something, we can go, oh, wow, that's so beautiful. I'm so amazing. Yay, all these things. No, there's something different that happens when it's like, oh, what if I became available to actually be the springs of living water that Jesus talks about and allowed that to flow through me? What would that actually be like? And so we've got these two selves inside of us, in a sense. One that really actually reaches relentlessly, trusting our own resources and ability. And then another one that actually has to rest into a radical trust in God. So that's one way to think about these things. You've got a story about me, you've got a few pictures in your brain. I want to offer you for a moment The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. I don't know how creation does this, but I have every confidence that as a caterpillar's hanging out in the world, it doesn't think, oh, one day I'm going to be this beautiful butterfly. When you're a caterpillar and you're hungry, you're just hungry. And at some point, our hungers stop us, and we get a stomach ache, and we're done. And it's just natural inside of us. And then there's this sacred moment, and it's usually at the end of your rope, where I feel like God enfolds me in a chrysalis and says, Leanne, stop. stay. That was Moses' instruction as he faced this Red Sea with this army behind him. Stand still, and you will see the deliverance of your God. So in this moment when you feel like all of life is not working, stay. And it's from that place, which is the hardest work you've ever done. And staying actually means staying with yourself. It doesn't mean stop doing anything, because sometimes we actually still need to wake up and change a diaper or do life. Sometimes it means we have to take action that we were terrified to take. Sometimes it means we need to back right off. But when I'm saying stay, I'm meaning stay in the surrender of opening to God and allowing him to do his work. Because my goodness, there is glory on the other side. So, in the, multitude of angles within yourself, where do you feel like you're being born? Where are you right at the beginning of growth? Where are you super hungry and unstoppable in your hunger, and you just are looking for control or praise or food or whatever it is? Where are you voracious? Just notice. Notice how hard you might be on yourself about it. Where do you not feel like you know the way forward? And where are you free? The Son of God is shining down on it all, causing you to grow and loving you with his unstoppable love.